Hello viewers, how are we doing? Okay, so I don't know if you remember, but basically I made this for a client basically, and the lady wanted just basically a pencil base to put some piece of art on top. The video's down below if you haven't seen that I made there. But basically I've got this piece left and I was going to turn this into another clock or something, but I thought, well, I've done that. So what I thought I would do is kind of a little baby blank, and it's just literally all pencils, as you can see. So what I thought I'd do is I've put the plate up, the chuck plate on the back here, and I thought I'd turn another pencil bowl, but obviously this time it's going to be all pencils. No wood in there at all. I don't know how that's going to turn out, because these pencils aren't very good, in the sense that they're not. They're made out of very cheap wood, so it might not actually finish very well, because obviously by putting the other bits of wood on top and bottom, give you kind of a bit more of a better base and a bit of a top. So I might have to revert back to that. Nevertheless, I'm going to give it a go and see how it turns out, I think. Or should I not? Or should I put a base on it? I think I might be better off putting a base on it, actually. No, I've changed my mind. I am going to put a base on it, but I'm going to keep the top as it is. So I'm just going to put a piece of wood on there, but what I'm going to have to do first of all, and this is just because I think that the pencils are so flaky, I really don't think I'm going to get a good finish on it. And if I start it and I don't put the base on now, I've kind of really lost my chance of doing that. So I'm going to just smooth this off, and then I'm going to glue a piece of wood on here, which is going to form the base of this bowl. And yeah, I think this might look quite nice actually, being as it's pretty much all pencils. So let's do that now. I'll get this just basically sanded off. Okay, so what I've done here then is I've just basically sanded all that down, taken that back, as you can see, fairly level now. I found myself a base, so I think I'm going to go with this base now. It's only going to be a small one, but just going to, I think it's going to be a lot easier, a lot nicer to have a bit of a base on it. So I found a nice piece of walnut. It's quite a large piece, but when I get it on the lathe I'll chop off, and then we can use that base for another piece later on. So I'm going to glue this up now to here. That fits fairly well. So you want to make sure that when you're gluing pieces of wood together that you get a really nice level fit all the way round, and so that you don't get any problems later on. So I'm going to glue this up now, and I'm going to clamp this down really tight, and then we'll come back to this and get this on the lathe. And then we'll start making and finishing the base of this pencil bowl, and then we can flip it and see what we can do with the top. So there we go, it looks like a bit of a cake. Happy birthday if it's your birthday. So there we go, I've glued that up. Now the glue I'm using here is the Gorilla glue. This is a fantastic glue, this is. I mean, there's lots of good glues out there, but I've just found this one just to be the best really. So this is the one that I always use. I picked this up from B&Q, so a local kind of DIY store, but you can get it anywhere really online. So I've glued it up, put my clamps in really tight. These are quite big Stanley clamps, so I've really squeezed this down, and we've got a really nice tight kind of fitting all the way round now. So there it is now. So we need to let that set, and then we'll get that back on the lathe. Okay, so we've got this piece up on the lathe now. So I'm going to see if we can start shaping this round into some kind of a funky bowl. Okay, so as you can see, what I've done here is the block of wood that I put on here was just too big, basically. So I decided to chop it off. So we're left with this bit here, which I can use for another project. And what we've done here is we've curved this round here. So I'm going to make this into a slightly different type of shape of bowl. So I've curved this around here, and I've curved this around here, so it's going to be kind of I don't know, like a breakfast bowl, I suppose, but you wouldn't want to put your breakfast in it. So I'm just shaping this around. I'm just going to finish this bit off here. You can see what I mean when we were doing the sanding of this wood and this pencil base, just to get that really nice, you know, perfect connection all round. That's what you want. That's what you're looking for, really. You know, you can't afford to it not to have that, because it's you know, it just start causing problems. I mean, you can fill in any gaps if you do have a gap. You know, you can put a bit of wood in there, or some sawdust, and glue it in, or a bit of resin or something. But it's just nicer to have a nice connection like that, really. So it's important to make sure you get this flat before you glue it to this, and the same with this, get this flat as well. So I'm just going to apply a bit of sanding sealer on this now, and this will be the first coat of sanding sealer, and then we get this base finished up, and then we can flip it. So I'm going to use cellulose sanding sealer for this. Still got the wrapper on, but and I'm going to do this whilst the lathe is off. So I'm just going to rub this in. And this will show you a little bit about what it's going to look like when it's finished, really. Give you a bit of an idea anyway. And you start looking at it and you're thinking, oh, that's lovely, that's what I wanted. That's what I hoped it was going to come out to be like. There still needs quite a bit more sanding yet before we can finish the bottom here. But this is the first layer of sanding sealer. Right, now I'm going to change this to 150 grit little pads. So basically you get these pads, and this is quite a good tool, really. I've got this tool from Robert Sorbet. Well, actually no, it's a Robert Sorbet tool, but I got it from John Davis Woodturning, and it's a really handy piece of kit. You know, saves you having to put the sandpaper. I still use sandpaper, obviously, with my hands, but this is really quite handy. So you got this is a 150 grit, but they do lots of different grits throughout. So that's the one I've chosen now, just to give this another bit of a sand. Right, now what I'll do is I'm going to apply the second coat of sanding sealer after I've just used 150 grit on it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go with the Yorkshire grit now. I'm going to put a bit of the Yorkshire grit on. Now this is like sanding at 400 grit really, with the Yorkshire grit. I'm going to put this on all over with the lathe off. Just going to get it all in as much as I can. Just working a bit more in there. Now if you have a look now, the Yorkshire grit will do a fair job, but if you really want that perfect shine on it, then you're going to have to use another product. So okay, we just and this may need a little bit more sanding back yet, but for the minute let's see what it looks like with the this one. So I'm going to go with the Sheila wax again. I'm going to put this on with the lathe running. Right, and that's what gives you your shine. Okay, so I've finished the underneath, and I've just flipped this over now to hollow out the main bowl. Done. Let's get it off the lathe and show you the finish. Okay everyone, so here is the this one finished. Can you see that okay? So you've got the bottom there, which has got this really nice bit of walnut in it. This is shined up really well actually. It's come up a bit like glass really. There's a bit of dust on it actually, but I don't know if you can see how that finished off. Pretty pleased with that really. And then you've got the inside. Now this one was finished slightly differently because some of my pencil projects are like this one, which I'm doing here for a client at the moment. So obviously you've got the pencils laid down, stuck, and then we'll put another kind of piece on top. Not this one, but obviously same size. But this one was obviously done with pencils standing upwards, and I did this for the lady that wanted the pencil base. And then others I've done like that where I've made them into clocks. So this is slightly different because obviously you can see all the effects of the top of the you see that okay? That a bit more. I will put some stills up at the end as always. But yeah, it's quite like that. It's only a tiny bowl or pot or breakfast bowl or some kind, but yeah, it finished up pretty well. I quite like it. So I hope you enjoyed watching that. I hope you, I know it's another pencil bowl, but it is a little bit different, this one. This one was put together very different than my other pencil projects. As I say, I am making quite a lot of these pencil bowls at the moment for orders and things. You can see there how nice that's come out. So yeah, hope you like that. Please like and subscribe to see more videos. I've got lots of different ideas coming up soon, lots of funky pieces in my head, so it's just getting around to making them all. So please subscribe if you haven't done already, and thanks to all my new subscribers, obviously, as always. I really appreciate all your support and you watching and comments and things like that. It's really really great, so thanks for that. Hope you like it, guys, and I'll speak to you for the next one. Cheers, bye bye.